I think too many people are like, well, I hope, which is not a strategy. I hope 2020 is better than 2019. Well, who gets to control that? You.
How do you build a network, run a profitable business, and make an impact? Oh, and have a personal life at the same time? That's the question, and this podcast is the answer. I'm your host, Chaz Wilson, husband, father of 5, author of the book 5+1, president and co-founder of Master Networks Inc., a national networking organization. Look, each week I bring you successful entrepreneurs who will share success strategies of how to effectively build a network, add valuable wisdom to your journey, and help you succeed. Welcome to Connect, Share, and Prosper.
Everybody, welcome to Connect, Share, Prosper. This is episode 91, happens to be the last episode of 2019. Super excited. I got Ricardo in the studio and we are ready to roll. This is exciting because we're wrapping up the year. You're listening to this podcast, and every Monday, noon Central, rolling into 2020 as well, we're going to bring to you special guests to share their wisdom. We have some exciting people, which I'll get into in just a second. We have some exciting people coming 2020 to this show, but thank you to you. That's right, you. I'm thanking you, because without you listening, sharing, expanding this podcast, we wouldn't have had the success that we had. So as we end the year, I want to share my gratitude to you for all the input and the sharing for making this such a great show. We've been able to attract some amazing guests on the show in 2019. Some sports figures, previous coaches, business experts. We had somebody on the podcast that sold their business for $1 billion. And so listen, it's been an exciting 2019 as we roll into the next year, but I just couldn't continue without thanking you for being part of it, thanking my team, Ricardo and Josie and Elizabeth, and all those who's been a part of this show, Andriana for spreading the word to make this a success. Now, what I want to tell you is, looking into 2020, we've got some exciting things coming. And so you're going to want to make sure that you've subscribed to our channels to be notified of that. So here you are, probably working, maybe not today, I don't know, getting ready for the new year, and taking a look back. And I want you to think for a second in this episode. What I want to touch on is kind of review and looking forward, this concept of assessing where you are and where you want to go. It's interesting when you're driving, you look in that rearview mirror, it's small, but you can still see there. But the windshield's massive so that you can see what's in front of you. And that's interesting. If you were able to go to December 31st, 2020, like, let's go put yourself there right now. And then turn around and look in that rearview mirror to today and tell yourself, look, this is where you are at the end of 2020. What would you tell yourself today that would help you overcome anything that was going to stand in your way to reach the goal and have the best year ever in 2020? It's kind of a special year, right? I mean, 2020, that round number, kind of a cool year. I think it's going to be special for you, for me, and for many who are listening. And the cool part is we get to control that. We get to be a part of that. We get to have the impact on that directly. So here's what I want you to know. I mean, I'm just going to share some thoughts with you today of where I'm at and what I'm looking at for 2020. I've just met with my team. We've laid out our game plan for the year, our 135 GPS, which is our one-page business plan. We've set some really high goals to go accomplish, and we're going to make some moves this year, some big moves. What I want for you for this new year is for you to have your best year ever. And so if you're listening to this, I want you to just take some thoughts down for you, right? What's it going to take for you to have the best year ever? I want you to think about, what's your goal? What's the one goal you have for 2020 business-wise that moves the needle for you and so many other things? It's interesting. We've just been talking with a group of people about what financial freedom is. Of course, there's a number attached to it, but mostly they go to the freedom part, the ability to control their time, the ability to do what they want when they want because they can, not because they have to. That goes down to freedom, right? You get to control the time. You get to control what happens here. Listen, I hope you're coming from a place of gratitude in 2020 that you get to control the outcome, right? I've been blessed this last year to be in business with some really great people, some amazing people who've impacted my life, people we've added to the team in 2019. And I'm excited about what 2020 has. It's this time of renew, right? And I hope that you understand that you get to control that. I think too many people are like, well, I hope, which is not a strategy, I hope 2020 is better than 2019. Well, who gets to control that? You. So number one, you're in control. You get to be in control of 2020 and how that shapes up and what happens. Now, there's things that are going to happen to you, but you get to control how you react to it. All right, so number one, you're in control. Number two, this concept that I teach in my book, Now Make Good, which is you get to create goals and you get to put the plan in place to achieve them. So number two is to create a goal, right? Number one is you're in control. Number two is the goal. Are you thinking high enough? Is the target high enough in 2020 that number one gets you excited, number two moves you into momentum? If the goal is not exciting enough and pushes yourself, remember, thoughts lead to actions, actions lead to habits, and habits lead to the result, the goal. Right? The amateur's going to do their best. The professional will do what's required to hit that goal. Does it inspire you and those around you? Like, what are you going to do to make an impact, to make a change, to really come at this in 2020 and move the needle? Some of you are so close to a massive level of success, and I'm afraid you're going to give up. You're going to pull out. You're going to pull back. You're going to jump to something better, right? We talk about the ceiling of achievement, right? You hit that ceiling. What's over here? Oh, the grass is greener over here. The grass is greener because it's full of BS. That's why it's been fertilized with BS. That's why it's greener over there. So I want you to stop yourself and say, what are the things that I need to double down on that are bringing me success? In fact, Ricardo, I should probably describe what success is, right? I love this definition that I recently heard, and that is that when you no longer desire somebody else's life over your own, then you've achieved success, right? This comparison thing that's going on. So number one, you're in control, man. You're in control. Go make it happen. Number two, set a target, a goal high enough that motivates you and gets you going. And number three, take that goal down to the 3 priorities and the 5 steps of each priority that will achieve this plan, and transfer those to your calendar. Make sure they're in your calendar so that your calendar reflects the priorities that you've set. See, as you move through the new year, and here we are at the end of the year, at the beginning of the year, we're all fired up, we're built in, we got this framework, we're ready to go. But by the end of the year, middle of the year, we start to wean on those priorities. We start to drift off on those priorities. I'm never going to hit my goal. It's not going to happen. I can't make it happen. When you're clear on these priorities and you're clear that you've set this goal, then it allows you to know what to say yes and what to say no to. As I reflect back this time of year on this past year, I've seen some things happen in lives. I've seen some people go out of business that I care about, which I just think for me, it feels like a letdown on my end. I should be able to help them and support them stay successful. Number two, I've had a couple of friends pass away this year. And it just makes me think and reminds me of how precious our time is. We don't have a lot. We think we have more than we do. And I think in business, patience is not a good thing. That's my own opinion. I know there's some gurus out there that say, look, patience, play the long game, etc. Why? You're not guaranteed any of it. And so I would say in business, like with people, of course, be patient. But in business, move and move fast. Make decisions fast this year, right? When you see success and you see opportunities, make the decision quick to move in that direction. When you see something's not working or someone is not helping align you on your path, make a move quick. For 2020, decide that this is the year I move to success and I move there quick. The race to success, the race to leverage. Most of you listening to this, the one thing that would change everything for you is a who. It's the person. Who do you need to add to your life that would change everything? Is it a coach? Is it a mentor? Is it an employee, an assistant that could take all the tasks because that's what they're good at? Could take all those tasks off your plate so you can go be the rainmaker, the money maker of the business and bring in money. And now you've supported 2 lives at a high level. Plus now you have more freedom. You have more time. I just got off a call today with some folks who were telling me that, look, I got into business. I love the business, but now all the tasks of the business have taken away the fun, the art, the love of what I get to do. I said, well, you could get out, you could sell, or you could leverage. And so I think for most of you this year, the thing that's going to take you from where you are to where you want to be is the race to leverage, bringing somebody in. And if you're feeling right now this time of year, like a lot of people do, some anxiousness, some anxiety, some frustrations about the past year, let me share with you, for me, where those come from. For me, it's up here. It's where my capacity is, right? Way up here, and where I feel like I'm operating. And this gap in between is what drives me, but it's also at times what frustrates me because I'm not achieving at the level I think that I know I can. The great speaker and sort of mentor from afar, Ed Mylett, he always calls that gap blissful dissatisfaction, living in blissful dissatisfaction. I'm happy and content, yet still desiring and wanting more. And so my wish for you in 2020 is that you're happy and content with where you are, yet striving and driving for more to achieve the things that not only impact you, but impact others. Guys, look, you have a duty and an obligation to be successful in business. And that's what this show is all about in 2019, to bring successful people in front of you, to share their strengths, their weaknesses, their successes, their ups, their downs, so that you could learn from that to make the necessary changes for this year. So my hope for you is that you drive, you strive, you set a high target that you're in control of, and you make it happen in 2020. And I look forward to sharing your successes with me. Share it to me. Send me an email. Post it in our comments here, right? What my goal for 2020 is, boom, what's your one goal? Post it here. Put it in the comments. Own it. Name it and claim it. We talk about that with value propositions. It's no different with your goal. Name it and claim it. This is my goal for 2020. Be loud, be proud, and own it. And then surround yourself with the who that helps you get there. I'm afraid that if you don't, what happens is those obstacles will come. The naysayers and the haters, the people who will come from the outside, they'll throw their arrows at you. Their spears will come at you. And if you don't have the network around you to support you, it could crumble. Which brings me to my next topic. I don't know what the future holds, neither do you. But what I do know is if we look at the past as a history, there's probably a market correction coming at some point in the future. Now is the time to build your network. Now is the time to go out and surround yourself with those people that can support you. Now is the time to build strong relationships. It is not the time once the market goes down. That is the time those who have the largest networks win. Think about that for a second. Right now, a lot of people are trying to get into real estate investing, and there's still opportunities, but there's not as many as there were when the market was down. The business will be the same. There will be tons of opportunities when the market goes down and softens a bit. Those who prepared themselves, say for the real estate market, by stacking and racking cash, putting it aside, will be the ones who can take advantage of those opportunities. Business will be the same. There will be people that go out of business, and there'll be those who thrive and succeed at a high level because they built a strong network when the market corrects. So my second challenge to you for 2020 is this. Be strong in your intentionality of building your network. Be intentional about the activities that show up on your calendar to build strong, lasting, deep, long-lasting relationships with people who build you up, who you are fulfilled through service to, and who push you to be better than you were before. If you do that, that's a recipe for success for not just 2020, but for the future. And that's my wish for you. So once again, listen, thank you for just being such a great supporter of this wonderful show, Connect, Share, Prosper. Also, I forgot to mention, Ricardo, that 2019 saw a change in the backdrop, the studio. Right now we have a studio that we're shooting this in. And we made those changes this year. Look, my best wishes to you and a happy new year. Share this with friends in 2020. Let's get as many people as we can on this show to impact lives and create a movement and legacy beyond the business so we can change the lives of others. And that starts with you changing yours. So best wishes to you in 2020. Make it a great year. And we will talk to you on the next episode of Connect, Share, Prosper. Be well.